all the gods in India and elsewhere. We don't know. We might find out today in this conversation. And we're here to talk about how access consciousness has contributed to, well, God. Now let's find out. And how does it get even better than that? And how much fun can we have? Hi, Swamy, what's up?
Hi, I am so excited right now.
So Swamy, can you tell us how this journey began?
Okay.
Oh, first tell us something about yourself, and then tell me how this journey began.
All right. How this journey began? You want me to define it? Okay. So let me just give you a short introduction. I am Swamy, and I am an engineer by education. I love during my engineering, I figured out that I'm better at fixing people than fixing machines. So I never got into any engineering kind of stuff. Did some, dabbled in 3 to 4 different careers for 4 years from 2005 till 2009. And I think it was in 2007 that I really got to know that I need to get into training and coaching. And 2009 was my entry. I made a big decision, quit my job, got into training rather initially, and a lot of things were not working for me the way I wanted it to work. And that's when I tried to figure out what is that is stopping me, what it is, in spite of all the visualization and manifestation techniques that I have learned, why still things are still not working for me. So that led me to a lot of different modalities, EFT, NLP, and I mastered EFT, and I have been into coaching since using EFT tools since 2012. And in 2013, coming to Access now, in 2013, I got introduced to Access Consciousness by one of my very amazing friend called Dr.Sasha Nagporewalla, one of the first trainers, facilitators of Access Consciousness in Pune. And I knew that Access, when I did the workshop, I got to know that it has a huge potency. It has a potential to shift my reality. However, I was practicing a methodology of meditation called Silva method since 2000. And I was so much, I had been practicing it since 2000, and it has been almost 12 years by then, 13 years by 2013, that I didn't want to try to anything new. I had already invested my time, energy, and effort into learning and mastering those techniques. Now, if I get into something else, and then what if this fascinated me more than Silva? So this has been my trend, that if I find any one program, a part of me would be so fascinated with that particular modality that I would forget everything that I'm doing, and I would enter into that one particular modality. And then it would take time for me to come back and integrate. So yes, 2013 itself, I got to know that this is something that is going to shift my life phenomenally, because Access Consciousness for me comes at that point of time. It spoke about something that I never thought somebody can speak of. So to tell you a background, I was... So can we have... Yeah, please. Thank you. So
Swamy, can you make me the co-host so I can mute everyone, whoever, and guys, can you mute yourselves so that we can have more ease with the call? Thank you.
Great.
Awesome. Continue, darling.
Yes. So I got introduced to a spiritual organization in the year 2001. At the same time when I got introduced to Silva as well by my father. And it's known as Oneness University. And they speak of consciousness. And they talk about this thing that if people are functioning from a lower consciousness, and because of which they are in a state of mind where they are not resourceful, they focus more on the problem and they don't focus more on the solution. And as the consciousness raises, people, the characteristic of the people, the quality of experience of the emotions that the quality of emotions that they experience on an ongoing basis whenever any events occur, especially any critical event or any event which is more of a crisis happens, then how would you react? So a person who is at a higher consciousness would be able to deal with that situation far more better than the one who are at lower. So, and they were giving something called oneness blessing. So this, when you receive oneness blessing, your consciousness would raise, and then you would be able to function at a higher, with a more resourceful state. So, and that has oneness has shifted for me phenomenally. For my life has been so beautiful. I'm so much in gratitude for oneness, for whatever shift it had done for me at that point of time. And so for me, oneness was, the number one, the Silva method, number two, and Access was speaking about consciousness, and Access was speaking about the capacity to choose. Even and anybody can do that. When he said that you have a choice and anybody can do this, I said, what? You need to have a higher consciousness to do that. People who have lower consciousness don't have that choice. And okay, anyways, these Access people are speaking something which I really at this point of time cannot digest. So let me push this thing in the future, not right now. And so that's how I did the workshop, Access Bars workshop, and I didn't practice anything. And then I got married in 2014. 13 end, sorry. So, and then before that, what happened was, before I got married to my wife fell unconscious in her company. Well, where she's a scientist who was working with Reliance Life Science in Mumbai. And because of the stress, the pre-marriage stress and the shopping stress and, all other different kind of stress that was going on, she fell unconscious. And we did more than 12 different tests because when she woke up, when she regained the consciousness after 10 minutes, there was a back pain. And this back pain would not go. For whatever she would do, it would not go away. We tried massage, we tried so many different stuff. It would go away and it would come back again. And we did 12 different tests, and none of them could diagnose anything in her. And she being a scientist, she said, now what do we do now? I said, you come over to Pune. Let's see what we can do. So I called up this friend of mine, Murtaza. I told him that, can you help? He said that, yes, I did some advanced processes, body process of Access, wherein I can try and let's see what shifts there. So my wife said, what are you going to do? Doctors couldn't do anything. They couldn't diagnose. And what you or your friends are going to do out of, when medical science couldn't diagnose anything and couldn't find anything, when you cannot find, how can you even think of curing it? I said, it's okay. I'm not promising any cure. You just come over. Let's try. Let's see what can work out. And that's when she got introduced to Access. So my friend Murtaza, he came in, he gave 2 sessions. And that 2 sessions, the entire pain went away. And she was like, oh my God, what you people did. I mean, how can this happen? I would definitely love to learn this, where you don't even know what is wrong with the body, but still you are able to, bring the correction and, bring it back to normalcy. So yeah, so by 2014, I again did Access Bars, again with Murtaza. And that was the time I was so blown away with this part of questions. Okay, so it happens, I'm sure some of you would agree to this. When you attend Access Bars class, second time or third time, you just realize that, oh my God, this part was not there in the first Bars class. It is as if this is totally new. And this questions, being in the question was something, when I did the second Bars class, I was like, what? You covered this in the first class? What was I doing then? This is so phenomenal, so awesome. If things can be shifted by asking questions, then, oh my God, where was I in the last 1.5 years? Then what happened then was, again, I got back into this mind, oh no, this is shifting something. I do not want this shift from Access, because if Access is going to give me that shift, within me, and Access is going to solve the problem, then when I'm teaching any other modality, EFT or Silva, I would not have examples to share. So, okay, no, not right now, sometime later. So yes, that so sometime later came back in the form of one of my friend called Sanket in the year 2018 September. That's I think 10 months before. So he walked in. At the time I was, I was into full-time coaching, and I was trying to become a Silva method trainer since more than a decade, since 2010, but somehow I couldn't meet, somehow things couldn't work out. Somehow I couldn't meet the criteria, and I was trying to, I was not, I knew that Silva is something that I need to do, but at this point I am not getting to become a trainer. So let me do this coaching. So this guy walks in, Sanket walks in, and he says, I need access bar session. I need 10 sessions. And then he started talking about his problems. Okay, he was a big procrastinator. He did MS from US, was earning very good, and then got into coaching. And then he came back to India, but he was so much apprehensive about introducing himself to his clients and asking for money. And one of a friend said that you need to get your bars run. Running 10 bars would sort your life. Don't go into anywhere else. Don't buy into any other theory. Just go and get this bars run. And this friend of hers, her name is Seema from Mumbai. Seema, me and Sanket, we had met already in June in Goa in another different training program. So that this was a program by Arfin Khan. So Sharad, that's where I get to see your brother, a brother whom you don't know. So Arfin looks like exactly like Sharad. So I did this class, and that's where I met Seema, and I told Seema that I did access bars in 2013 and in 2014. And Seema said, what? You people have done access bars class and you have not given access bars to each other? So, at the time of my life in Goa in 2018 June, I was so much in my mind. I was so much about how would I make this work? How would I create my workshop? What steps should I have? What steps should I not have? And I understand now that that is called what is it? Head tripper. Yeah, I was a classical head tripper then. And she said, you just need to get the bars run. And I said, okay, all right, I'll go back home. I'll ask my wife to run the bars. And I came back and I completely forgot. And 2 months later, Sanket came up, and he said, I need to have the bars run. And I told him, Sanket, listen, I did the bars in 2014. I have not even touched the manual after that. Okay, the problems and the symptoms that you have, I can very easily help you with my coaching tools, my NLP and EFT and other stuff. He said, no, I need to have my bars. And my intuition, I was just checking with myself, oh my God, why is coming with Access? And I told him, see, I know Access can do phenomenal stuff, okay, but I personally had no experience with it. I know that it works. All I know it works, but I cannot guarantee you how many sessions you need to take. With my coaching sessions, I can at least give him some vague idea. But since I was so much new to Access, I told him I cannot give any guarantee. He said, no problem. I am taking this. And that's where my journey started, or rather returning back to Access. Yeah, the phase of returning back to Access started. And I started giving him sessions, and things started shifting for him. I gave him at least, I think, around 4 to 5 sessions. A lot of stuff opened up for him. He got an opportunity from Symbiosis for giving a talk. And then he came to Mumbai and did this EFT coaching class. And then he went on to take more than 40 clients later. We then didn't meet. And during that time, Mansi, my wife, she's also a life coach. Well, she quit her job, and then she got into stress management, and then she got introduced to this coaching. And she had a client, and she had, Mansi said that I want you to run my bars and also run my clients' bars. And Navaratri is coming, and I want you to run for 7 continuous days. I said, okay, all right. So So this client of hers would come by around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and then I would run the bars, and then I would run my wife's bars. And then we would just sleep off. It would be 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and she would just sleep off just like that. And it went on for 7 days. And that opened up a lot of stuff for my wife. And I would like to narrate this amazing thing that happened. So that was the first time we heard about access swap. Okay, and we went to an access swap in at a place, Khushbu. I don't remember her last name. Khushbu, she's a CF from Pune. We went to her home, and my wife was expecting that she can ask this trainer, Khushbu, to show her how to touch the points and how to run the bars. And
I think it's Khushbu Garg.
Yeah?
Khushbu Garg from Pune.
No, it is Khushbu Shah.
Khushbu Shah.
Khushbu Shah.
Yeah,
Right.
Khushbu Shah.
Correct.
Khushbu Garg is from Delhi.
Right, correct. So I think this person to whom she was giving was Naresh. And Mansi looks up to Khushbu and said, Khushbu, can you just tell me which points to touch, how to touch? Khushbu said, girl, you know it. Just do it. And I was there, and she looked up to me and said, oh my God, now he's here, and I don't even know where the points and what to do. So she said, ask Naresh, I'm doing it after 4 years. Can you please guide me to the different points? He said, yes. And then she touched 1 or 2 points, and then he dozed off. And she was looking at me, and I said, well, you need to continue from wherever you are. And she ended up giving him a session, and then Naresh woke up after 1.5 hours, and he said, I received one of the best bar sessions. It was so relaxing. What did you do? And my wife was like, wow. So yes, so that shifted. That was the beginning of my wife recognizing that she has this capacity. And then I think Parita here on the call, and Sangeeta, so at Wakat. So they all just, I think, got together in one of the swap, and they came up with this thing of swapathon. So my wife, I think, shared this, that we had a 7-day bar session, and I think they all together, they came up to this point, why don't we have a 21-day bar session, swapathon? And that's how the swap session started. And I was not too keen to go at that point of time. She went, and a lot of things shifted for her in the 21 days. And what happened for me was I was not really sure about whether I'm really giving the bars to the people correctly, touching the right points. But things were still shifting for them. Me and my wife are trying to change our surname since last 4 to 5 years. So I am now sharing the experiences of what shifted for me while I was giving sessions to others, which I didn't acknowledge till March 2019. Okay, so I have started giving this bar session from September 2018 till the month of Jan. And what happened in the month of Jan? There were a couple of projects which were not working for us. One of them was me becoming a silver trainer, and suddenly out of the blue, things just happened, and I became a trainer. I was ready to spend more than 7 lakh rupees, go to US, not Norway, to get this 10-day trainership done. Things didn't work out. And so many things, I tried so many stuffs in the last 1 decade to become a trainer. And this thing just showed up, and I just become a trainer just out of the blue, paying a very minuscule amount of money. We got to change our surnames with so much of ease. My brother's marriage was there. He got a wonderful hall. We were playing with, so we were not really, I was not really, having an intention to do. I was not using Silva there. So normally, otherwise, I would use Silva. Silva is a way of meditation where I communicate to the universe what I want, and universe provides me with that. So since September, somehow I was not doing Silva for a couple of areas of my life, but those areas started shifting for me. Okay, my brother got married. He got the fantastic hall. So many things which were not in place, they all got in place. He came to stay nearby me. We formed private limited company. We bought the office. And Mansi became a facilitator, and she had her first bars workshop. And so many stuff shifted. I said, wow, what is happening? One day we were sitting and discussing, me and my wife, and we said to each other, did you know so many things shifted? And we didn't really do anything about it. We didn't take a conscious effort to shift any of those areas of our life. And we said, oh my God, yeah, guess what? And then we concluded that, oh, we have been doing something different in these 6 months, and that is giving the bars. And I said, oh my goodness, I never even, acknowledged that. And he said, oh my God, this is doing some magic. And I think it was by that time, Mansi decided that she needed to do the body class. So Mansi had already decided to do the body class way back in 2014 when she received the session from my friend Murtaza. And Mansi got to know that body class is happening in Pune. And then we found out that foundation is one of the prerequisite. and that we need 70,000, approximately for that, and another 70,000 for body class. And we had just spent some good amount in my brother's marriage in this private limited company, and we just got our office in March 15th, and we have got all the stuffs, the tables, chairs, and so we have invested so many on stuff. So we didn't have any extra money to allocate to do any body class, any of the access class. And we said, and I think Avantika called up, and Avantika said, you choose the class. Okay, I said, what do you mean by choose the class? I said, you choose the class by paying some amount, by giving a commitment. Pay 10,000 rupees and commit to the class, and money will show up. I said, what? Well, I do know that this works because I myself I used to do this myself, and I used to give this to my student. I used to tell my student that, if you really want the universe to work for you, you show your commitment to the universe by taking 1 or 2 steps, and universe will take the remaining steps. But here I was, now how would it come? Well, I took a break, from my brother's marriage was somewhere in the Feb 22nd, and we had a break of almost a month. And I had become a trainer of Silva method. I had a very wonderful workshop. We had 22 people in the first workshop, and I think 15 members in the second workshop in the Feb. So I had a fantastic run, and so this was March, and I said we were going to schedule a workshop in the month of April. And I said, how are you going to get the money before that? And this much amount is big. So we said, okay, we are not doing the class now, some other time. And Mansi stopped receiving the calls from Avantika. So Avantika would constantly call once in a week to check up the progress, and we would nicely give the excuses. And I would pick up the call, and guess what? By the time Avantika was not even aware that me and my Mansi, we were married. So she would call independently to Mansi, and she would speak with me independently on a separate call. Anyways, cutting the story short, on 27th of March, she called up, and she was calling Mansi. I said, Mansi, pick the call and tell her that we cannot join the class. So the class was being, I think, conducted by RD sir and Kiran ma'am, March 28th to 31st of March. And tell her that we don't have the money, so we cannot choose this class. And I did so. Okay, let me also tell. So this doesn't mean that I have not been in touch with my universe. So for Silva, my universe have been kind enough to me to help me graciously with oneness and with Silva method in the last 2 decades. And I had told my universe, if you really think this access consciousness is going to really shift my life now, and if this is the right time, you need to make it at ease. It should not be heavy on any aspect. Mansi should also, we both should be on equal terms. And just before that, I would like to mention in March 5th till March 12th, I did an NLP class in Mumbai with Rangana. So I have been doing it's a 7-day class, and I went to assist her. And in the 7 days, all I worked was on this conflict that I have around access. And one of the biggest fear with access was that, there are so many access facilitators. And with Silva, I was the only one. I think in entire Maharashtra, I'm the only two on a second trainer. So there is no competition. And there is no, anyway, so in entire India, there are just 4 to 5 Silva trainers. So I get to call myself as, I am the only 4 of the trainers, or only 5 of the trainers.
Of course, you have to be God, don't you?
Oh. So I was coming from, and the Silva works in a way where if you have one facilitator in one city, another facilitator cannot come. So facilitator have their city allotted so that, unnecessary conflicts are avoided. So I have been coming from that space where, you need to safeguard and you need to keep your people and you need to, not confuse them with different trainers. So I was coming from that space, and all the 7 days of NLP, okay, I realized in NLP that my axis is shifting something phenomenally. So yes, since my wife became a facilitator in Jan, so, and we used to have a class at home, I end up attending around 6 to 7 of her class by then. And something was shifting big time here. And I knew that I cannot, no longer I can ignore this shift. I have to acknowledge this and, integrate it. But I was so much refusing because I have just become a Silva trainer. I have so many people here whom I can train and coach. And if I get into Axis now, then what happens to Silva? So I worked on my fears for 7 days, every day.
Hey, Swami,
Yes.
can I ask you a question?
Yeah, please.
What are you talking about this Silva? What is it?
Okay, Silva method is one of the mind training course and intuition development course, which invented by Jose Silva way back in 1966. So I have been practicing Silva method since year 2000. So I'm referring to this Silva method, and I become a trainer after 18 years of practicing Silva. I become a trainer for Silva method in the Jan 2019, and in the March I could see this shift within. So I hope I've explained you sufficiently around about Silva. So yes, coming back.
I would like to know, like, what is the difference? Like, what have you seen? What changes have you acknowledged after Access?
Yeah.
Even
so
you
that's
have
what
done so
I'm coming to
many
right now.
other modalities.
Yes, I'm coming to that. So what actually
Okay.
shifted for me? So these 7 days of intense working on myself, I think I had a sense of awareness that I'm done with the knowledge part and expertise part. Something has to shift inside. So I remember this word called being. Okay, I used to tell them, to all the facilitators in this NLP class that, I need some shift in this being. And they used to tell me, you are already there. You don't have to learn anything new. You are already there. And somewhere, somehow, my being or my intuition would say that there is something that I need to let go or I need to learn so that I can come into the being and not, function from the mind. And and in March 28th, we got to know about this foundation. So coming back to this time when Avantika called up, and I asked Mansi, you tell her that we are not doing this foundation. So Mansi picks the call and she has a conversation for around 30 minutes. And then Mansi keeps the phone and she comes to me and says, guess what? I said, what? We need to do this foundation. I said, what we? It was only you, you were going to do the foundation and you are going to do the body class where I am in the picture. I somehow feel that we need to do this. And believe me, we had just 7,000 in the bank, as a part of the amount of budget for expense. And we conveyed to Avantika that we have only 7,000 and we don't have the other, another 1,40,000 for foundation. And then we had some payment plans and we spoke about, and then we chose the class. And the foundation shifted so much for me. Those 4 days were some of the most phenomenal moment of breakthroughs I had. And I realized, oh my God, how many lies I have been telling to myself and trying to limit the creation that my being already knew that it could create. So, though those 4 days were so phenomenal, we had amazing people. I think Yubika is one of the person who's there in this call and who was there in foundation. We had a phenomenal session, phenomenal breakthroughs, phenomenal questions. What shifted for me was our choices. So we got to know that the next week we have body class. Okay, we had just spent 1,40,000 rupees, that too on a payment plan, and of course we got to know that we need to pay some advance to them. which again we created in the 2 days of foundation. We created some 20 to 30,000 just out of the blue. One of the client, he just said that, okay, here's the money that I owed you, and he just paid the money. So that was the beginning of shift. That was the beginning where I started seeing that shift can happen just like that, without me really, planning for it. And I told my Mansi that, Mansi always wanted to do the body class with RD sir. And we said we are choosing the class. And we both were like, oh my God, we are choosing another, 1.1. I think the body class was some 70 and 75, 1,50,000. And we need to we need to pay this to pay back in next 2 or 3 months. And we were using the tools again. We were doing the question, and we chose the class, the body class. And then so the body class ended, I think, from April 5 till April 8. And April 11 was Dr. Dane's Being You in Delhi. And guess what? We were not left with any money, but we still chose that class. We just manifested exactly around, I think 30,000, 15,000 to pay for the first day intro. It was 7,500, and 15,000 for, traveling, the flight and stuff. And we said, let's see what gets created. Let money show up. We are choosing the class. Well, anyway, the money didn't come through for the remaining 3 days of entire Being You class, which now I recognize was, well, this is a conclusion, but this is my awareness as well, that we were not really committed to it. And we were said, it's okay. If money shows up, it's okay. If money doesn't show up, it's okay. We are not going to make the universe wrong, access wrong, or ourselves wrong for whether things shows up or doesn't show up. We ended up creating Access Bars class, and then we came back. So this is where the actual shifts began on a practical front. After returning from Being You, for 10 days, every day in the morning, I would be, in so much of intense awareness. The entire night, I would be so much intensely aware of all the lies and all the ways I have been fooling around with myself, with the creation. I think Reshma came up with this thing. Reshma said, let's have money book reading. And we said, okay, let's begin. And Sasha, Reshma, and I think we had more committed people, and we started money book reading. And the day I finished, I think we had this money book reading for 3 consecutive days. We could finish it in 3 days, 2 to 3 hours we used to sit. The first day itself, something shifted for me. When my financial reality started shifting. And after 3 days, I got packed with clients. So let me just give you what actually happened. So since I'm a coach, I would at times, I was still learning to be a coach. Okay. I was not doing a full-time coaching as such. I was just playing with it, though I had all the credentials because I have been practicing and I have been continuously upgrading my certification and skills. However, I was not really confident that I can talk to people and tell the people, come to my program, come to my coaching session, and I'll give you breakthrough. And what happened was I let my barriers down. And for the first time, I had one of the class, Silva class in, I think in around that time. And I decided that I'm going to tell all the people what I do. So these Silva students, so since year 2015 till 2017, I hosted around 10 Silva workshops for my mentor used to come from Delhi. So we have around 250 people approximately who did the Silva workshop through my references in the last 1.5 years. And none of them would know that I'm a coach. All they know is we had a protocol. We will not introduce to these people anything else apart from Silva. We are not going to, mix them with any other modality. And after coming from Being You, something shifted within me, and I said, oh my God, I can be of so much more contribution to people with the body processes that I had learned, with a clearing statement, which I seem to just got a knack of it, just out of the blue, not really practicing or reading any book, but I just figured it out, not really figured it out. I was just there, being in the energy of it. And I said, I cannot now stop myself from letting the people know what I can contribute. So I just let the people know what I can do. And out of the class, 2 people said that, offered me that they have some clients, they have their own family members who need sessions. And believe me, I got 4 clients, cancer patients, and I got booked for straight 20 sessions. And 2 people booked me for 21 sessions of Access, and other people booked me for 20 straight sessions for Access body process. And I earned in that 1 month what I didn't earn in my entire last 1 year. And that too, I really didn't have to convince anybody. I was just sharing my awareness with people. And that really shifted everything for me. And since then, life has been absolutely phenomenal. Life has been so phenomenal. And I have been, me and my wife, we have been both choosing so many things so dynamically. So one of the major small areas, the shift that happened was around the choices of food. So I had not had chips for 10 years. I didn't had cold drinks for almost 13 years. Okay. And in this foundation, all we get to eat was the chips and the cold drink. Okay. And then, I used to think, oh my God, if everything is just a point of view, then let me podpock everything and let me have it. So I don't know, did I cognitively arrived at this or not? That's not really important. We started dropping our point of views around food, because just 1 to 1.5 years before, we had learned a lot of, my wife, she worked with a doctor called Dr. Pramod Tripathi, who reverses diabetes through food and through meditation. Okay, so we become too much aware around food, and we started consuming only organic foods. And then we got to know that, all these are just interesting point of views. And we started really challenging our habit pattern, and we started making choices in terms of food, in terms of some luxuries that we always used to tell ourselves that no, we better use this money for something else. Okay, not really for this, and we started making the choices. No, we need massage, so we'll just go for the massage because the body is asking. So one of the most, I think, biggest shift or understanding that I have got is a point of view. If I have a point of view around a person, around a modality, okay, that, this doesn't work or this person is not good. So earlier I realized that I am closing a door to receiving from them. And if I can let go of my point of view around this same person, whom I may consider as an enemy or somebody who is an evil person, and he's the most selfish person and self-centered person, if I can drop my point of view around that person, I can start receiving from him. He can start contributing what he has never contributed to anybody else. And that was so hitting. My spiritual mentor, my oneness spiritual mentor, Shri Bhagwan, he used to say, a realization has to hit you like a ton of bricks. And a teaching, it will become a part of your being when it hits you like a ton of bricks. So there are a lot of different teachings, philosophical statements. They hold no meaning other than, oh wow, they are so amazing, so beautiful. Rumi said this, and Ramana said this, but that has no meaning. If
Can I ask a question?
Please.
So, can you imagine a ton of bricks hitting your head?
Yes, that's what happened. And yes,
Oh my God. Then you would come to me in the hospital.
Okay. So yeah, so plenty of shifts, and I started meeting some beautiful beings. Oh my God, RD sir, Kiran ma'am, and I would be so amazed from the space they are operating. Oh my God, how can they be so relaxed about things? How they can be so giving, how they cannot think about themselves and, their class. And I was really, how come they can work in this space of ease? Oh my God, I would definitely love to have that ease with my classes.
No, you can't have it. No. No. None of y'all can have it. No. How can you have so much fun? How can you be so happy? Nahi, na ho paye.
Not in this reality. Not in this reality. Not in this lifetime. Oh,
Hi,
wow.
Swamy sir.
Yes. May I know who is this?
Yeah, Swamy sir, you're one of your friend Deepak from Bangalore.
Oh, hi, Deepak. Hi.
Yeah, so actually, in fact, not me. All are getting very excited by every moment talking to you. So, in my opinion, how can we all taste this access consciousness with you, right? So, this is now what I'm looking for.
So you want a
I'm in
picture?
Bangalore, Deepak.
So you
Hi,
Hello, we are all over.
hi.
Access people are all over India. You just have to connect,
Okay,
ask
okay,
and
okay.
receive.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
so
Fine. No, no. Actually, I'm connected with Swami sir for uh, 5, 6 years back uh, from the Silva point of view. So just it all happened this evening. I was just trying to connect him for the last 2, 3 days. Generally, I connect him and bug him all the time whenever I'm in a confused state, and he's always available to give me, the right kind of advice. So I was just chasing him for last 2, 3 days. Suddenly it happened that he shared this link with me. So seeing him very excited. So that's what Swami sir, I'm looking at. How can I taste this?
sure. Okay. So let me give you some tip. So
Sure.
there are, okay, can you mute that? So so there are access bars facilitators across India. Okay, so I understand from where you come from, and I am so surprised that I am operating from this space. It took me a big time to be operating from this space for letting my people out there in the market, out there in the public, and finally acknowledging that I have the back of, I have the universe's back. I don't have these just 100, 200 people whom I need to just hold on to. And I was, Deepak, I'll just answer you, okay? I'll just answer your question. There is this thing is so much showing up for me, which I wanted to share, because I become recently a facilitator in March, okay? Because I was not really ready to become a bars facilitator, because I knew that if I become a facilitator, then I am going to share this with this energy that I am with all the people. And that would mean that they will be out in the market, Oh my God, I'm so grateful for access, for grateful for RD Search, especially Chandana, because and Bhagya Ma. These are people whom I like. How can they function from that space where they can be so much at ease with sharing their contacts? And they always used to say that if you can you mute it, please? I'm getting disturbed. So if we can function from a space where why I'm here for access? Am I here in access consciousness for consciousness or for money? And I was clear I'm here for money. Okay, this cognitive mind, I'm here for money, and let me acknowledge it. And I'm not making myself wrong for it. I need to get my bread and butter. So I'm definitely here for money. Yeah, consciousness definitely, that is also welcome. But how can I let go? How can I let people go? And this choice of possibilities class, I think, shifted something big time here. So let me share some secrets. You see, uh, I have a private group of people whom I have trained, okay? And I would keep these people separate, not to add them in the access group. And my wife would say, oh my God, why can't you just, add them? I said, see, I'm not still in that space, where I can just, let them be there in any of the group, and they will be bombarded with hundreds and different of workshops. If they are here, then whenever I have a workshop, they will do it from me. And before that, if somebody else is if they choose somebody else, then that person is gone. So you get this. I don't know why access people don't get this, and I don't know where RDs and Kiran ma'am function from, but well, I am not there yet. So so what happened anyway and whatever I'm sharing right now, I would have never shared in this lifetime if not for Sasha. and Ava, whom we had got a phenomenal time to spend with. They shifted something so much phenomenally within me that and then of course other people whom I met, Bhagyama and other people, I really wanted to function from that space. So I'm going to put all my people whom I have in the private class out in the public right now in next 1 or 2 days. And somewhere I realized that people choose people. It is people don't choose the knowledge or the skill. People choose people. People choose energy. And it was somewhere, it was not easy for me to hold these people here. I know that there is some heaviness around this, but putting them in the public also is heavy for me. What if I tell Deepak, I wouldn't even told Deepak that the class is going to be there, because I know that there will be facilitators, and I would actually not be going all the way to. I would if it had been earlier, I would tell Deepak I have the class to come over to Pune, because that is how it happens with Silva. There are very few trainers. So, but I decided that I want to be that energy. This is my ask from the universe. I want to be that energy where I'm functioning from this space, that what I as a being can contribute to access consciousness to this planet Earth. The degree of this ask is so humongous in compared to the class that I'm wanting to create. I have the class coming up tomorrow as well. I didn't post it even in the Facebook or anywhere yet. However, I really want to be that energy, the invitation where people would just want to choose. And somehow if me being in this, functioning from this space, if it can shift for all of the facilitators. I know there are I have met some facilitators who really struggle with getting the people, and then they do this self-interest, though they know that it is really not something which is they are comfortable with, but they don't know of any other way. So yes, Deepak, my dear, to get a taste of access bars, you can right now, since Ritu is there, I would want you to taste a session. So what is access bars? Before I even go ahead, can I know if how many of you are absolutely new to access? I mean, they have never ever done anything around access. They have never received a bar session. So Deepak, I know you are one. Do we have anyone else in the group? If they are, they can just unmute and just let me know so that I can give those kind of examples. Okay, I assume that since I'm not getting a response, I'll assume that he's the only one. So Deepak, access,
yes, sir.
Yeah, so for me, it is like this. You have, we all have point of views, okay? And this point of view, based on this point, the point of view, the number of point of view you have around anything would really decide how much you are willing to receive from that particular thing. For example, if I have a point of view around cold drink, that this is not going to be that healthy for me, not contributive to me, then cold drink cannot contribute to me in any which ways. If I already conclude that there is this person with whom I shouldn't, he's a selfish person, he has conned many people, and I should stay away from him, then you are closing the door to receive anything that person can ever contribute to you. And this has been my reality, the space from which I'm functioning. If I can shift my point of view around any area of my life that is not working for me, if I can just shift this point of view, in a fixed point of view, I would start the doors to receive from that very person, from that very event, from that very problem. So we may have a lot of different problems, different challenges that we have, and we may give reasons that because of this, I am not able to come out of this problem. Because of this reason, I am in this pathetic pile of shit. Because of this, I am not able to create this possibility for myself. So if we can shift this point, if we can drop these point of views, and if we can have a different point of view around them, then you start opening the doors. And one of the way is running bars on yourself, receiving bars. So there are these 32 points on the head. When you subtly touch them, you are kind of deleting the point of views that you have accumulated over lifetimes, not just perhaps in this human form, but any other form that you have ever existed, animate, inanimate, okay? And when you are receiving these bars, when we say bars, bar is something where you have 2 points, and if you draw a connection, whatever gets formed is a bar. So touching 2 points, if there is so there are points, for example, around money, and if I am touching and running this money bar, all the point of views that I have around money. Okay, I cannot have enough, I don't have enough money, so I cannot have this. I don't have enough money, that's why I cannot have this car at this speed. I cannot afford this, I cannot have this. So if you continue to run that on a regular basis, your point of views drop, and there creates a new space for new possibilities, and money can show up in a way which you have never would have even imagined. Out of for me, I'm actually living example of that I could never ever imagine that I can give, people would come and pay ₹1,00,000 for a 20 sessions, even without really knowing what Access Bar's Access session can do for them. So for you to taste, please connect with Ritu Bahari. I would even connect, I would just let her number, give her number, pass on your number to you. Okay.
Sure,
You
sure.
can connect.
So I've also put the main link to Access Consciousness in the chat box. So you get to go there and explore their website and explore all the classes that they have. And they have there's the facilitators classes online. You get there's so much available. Like there is a wealth of knowledge available on YouTube. There is a wealth of knowledge available on Cloud. There's a wealth of knowledge available on Dr. Dane's website, on Gary's website, on Shannon, and all these other facilitators. They've so much free stuff out there. It'll just fry your brain. Trust me. Like I've done so many classes, and even now when I sit and I listen to a free call, I'm like, yeah, it's like another class altogether. Really amazing. Yes. Okay.
So, Swami sir.
Yes. Yes, Deepak.
So you can understand my state. One more subject is adding to me.
I actually don't, I'm not getting you. Can you just elaborate that?
No, what I'm saying,
Got it.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So
May I say something?
yes, please.
yeah, sure.
So what if Access was not about learning something new? What if it was about unlearning everything you know?
Would you still
So,
do that?
yeah, what if it was not about learning? What if it was about unlearning what you know and accessing what you already know, what's already available to you? Like you're aware, you already know, you know everything. You can literally know anything about anyone, anytime, if you were just willing to access your own knowing about it. But over years and lifetimes, we have bastardized that capacity of instantaneous knowing
Yes.
and awareness. And we all have that. There's not one person on this call right now who is not aware, who doesn't know. If you say you don't know, you owe me 20,000 rupees and I'm having it. There is literally not one of you guys don't know, including Swami. I mean, this man is brilliant. He's brilliant with a body. Have him touch your body. Holy fuck me balls. He will fucking create space like no other person I've ever known, because that's unique to him.
Well,
And he won't acknowledge it because he's a head tripper, like he said in the very beginning. Like, and let me add on. Swami, can you tell us your full name?
Shivaramaswamy. Okay. Shivaramaswamy.
So we have Shiv, we have Ram, and we have Swami. We have the entirety of it all in one name. Wow. Like, wow. And Access is inviting you to empower yourself. There is no guru, there's no right, there's no wrong. There is only question. And there is only accessing what you know is available to you and creating your life the way you would like to have it. So if I could contribute by saying one thing over here is that there's nothing that we cannot change and there's nothing that we cannot create.
So true.
Something, or why we can't have something, or why this is wrong and this is right, when it's just a point of view. Sab moh maya hai waise bhi. So what are you going to create? What are you going to choose? Are you going to have some fun? Are you going to have some ease? Would you like to have more money? Would you like to have better sex? They don't have the same fingerprints. So they're not the same. They're different. And what if now was the time that we all were able to revel in our differences and engage with each other as the differences that we are, and invite everyone to have so much fun with their differences and create together, instead of going like, oh, you can't be this way, and you can't be this way, and you can't be this way, and I am to so bad, I am to so pathetic. है ना स्वामी? कितना अपन ने किया है ना? कितना, like how much would you keep going into the lack of you and the self-judgment of you as though that's real and true? Now you have choice
Yes.
here. So you can choose to go like, hey, you know what? What if for these 10 seconds or this one day or even these 5 minutes, I choose to just be grateful for my existence on this planet?
Whew. Yes, wonderful. Thank you so much for bringing that up, Deepak. Anyone else? Sasha, if you want to ask any questions, anyone else, they want to ask anything.
So, Swami, you attended foundation, you did, you become a dance facilitator, okay? Then you took like a big leap. You took like a leap of faith and you fucking came for COP.
I
Now,
know.
can you share that experience with people and
Yes.
open that space up for us all?
Sure. So, one of the shift that had happened, I think just before a COP was this. Since I was doing a lot of body processes, and I would be of this conclusion. Okay, I cannot feel the energy. Okay, even though Sasha and these other people, they keep talking and they keep telling that I'm great in sensing energy and I'm great with bodies, but personally, I had already concluded that I'm not good with sensing. So this I learned, I think, somewhere in 2006 when I learned pranic healing, where we had to do the scanning. And I would be able to do the scanning when the teacher is around. But when I go back home, my thinking mind would start and it would say that, no, you are not really doing the correct way. Okay. And I think that's where I even the same thing continued with Silva as well. In Silva also, we try to intuitively find out what is going on in some other place, project our inner senses and try to find what is going on. However, I would keep on doubting all the time, telling this lie to myself that I'm not good at it. I'm good at processing, logicalizing, but not good with energy. And so what actually happened was I somehow knew that COP is going to shift my reality big time. Though foundation body class had shifted my life to a great extent, if I just choose COP, that is going to open up an entire new different world of possibility. I just had this energetic sensing of it. And I announced the Silva workshop, and I had planned in my mind, okay, I'm going to get this much amount and I'm going to use that, and that's how I'm going to figure it out all. So even though I did foundation, other stuff, I would keep going back into this thinking mind, and I would have everything sorted, getting everything linear, planning, and I would never ever be able to follow up with that list that I would ever make. Yet I would keep on doing it on a regular basis. So anyways, 2 days before COP, okay, coming back to this. So I had announced this Silva class. However, I was so busy with these body sessions. I used to go in the afternoon, 12 o'clock, and then I would come back at 7 or 8 o'clock. And in the morning, 9 to 12, I would have my coaching sessions. So I'm already, as I said, I'm already coached. So I have a couple of coaching clients with whom every day I coach them over Skype. So I was so packed from morning till night that I didn't have time to promote my Silva workshop. Okay. And somehow I was becoming, for me, it was like, oh, you are becoming very lenient. You are becoming very careless. You're not really being responsible. These were the things that was going on for me at that point of time. However, there was a part of me that was at ease with not really giving that time, okay, to promoting my Silva workshop. In the end, what happened was I couldn't have sufficient numbers. I normally don't conduct a workshop unless there are 10 people to 15 people. 15 is the minimum. Then I reduced it to 12. I don't conduct the class before that. So all these years we had about 15 members. So, and of course I didn't have the money. 15th and 16th was the class that I had announced, and 18th, I think 21 or 18th, the COP was going to be there. And I said, I need to have the money at any cost. I don't know. I was choosing to be in the question, choosing to be not really, going to get into conclusions, even though things were not working the way it was supposed to. And guess what happened? I got a credit card. This credit card I had placed order almost 1.5 months before. And, it went into my old house address. We shifted our house. Okay. But I didn't shift the address in this bank. So it went to my old address. And then somehow they found the right address. And after 1.5 months, just 4 days before COP, I get this card. And, it had 1.5 lakh rupees, which I can use. And though I know that I need to pay for body class and, there's some installments were still left. And if I incur this cost of COP, then again, I would have to, earn more. Somewhere I knew that I would earn that. I went ahead, I swiped this 1.2 lakhs and I did the class. Now, there was one thing that happened. Sasha calls up a day before. Or rather, I think I called her up for some reason. And I was just checking with her whether, is she doing the COP? Okay, I think I let her share that story of her, how she chose the COP in the end. So anyways, I just called up, I called up a couple of my friends to check how they are doing and whom I'll be catching up with. So I did, with Sasha, I did the body class. So I was really curious to, not really looking forward to meet all the people whom I had the class with. So there was this class called Creating Beyond by Chandana. And I know that Sasha was going to do that. She was being a part of it. And in my mind, I had already told that I would not choose these classes. I would rather do some foundation, body and some other classes which would take me to different level. When I say different level, what I mean is they would certify me for teaching something, for creating something. Okay. And which can be prerequisite for some other advanced classes. Because, so anyway, I called her up and I told her that, I'm coming for COP. And she said that there's a Creating Beyond class the next day. And I said, oh, I'm not doing that. I mean, I don't need it, right? I'm doing COP, come on. And my wife, Mansi, was in a different phase altogether. So the phase which she was in, without even taking a permission, I'm just sharing this. I don't think she would mind that. She was in a state where all her clients just stopped, because in Access we said that what if you can just earn money by sleeping? What if you can earn money by just eating? What if we can just get money by just breathing? So what happened was most of our coaching clients stopped coming, or the new clients stopped coming, and the class was not getting created. And she was in this state of, oh my God, Swami is creating everything, and money is all coming in, but I am not doing anything here. She was in that space. And, there are times when we do that to ourselves, create more drama for ourselves. She was in that space. And when Shasa said that tomorrow there is this class, and just ask yourself whether this would contribute to your being. And immediately I got this, oh, okay, I think Mansi is saying something there. So I immediately got this sense of energy that this class is going to shift something in Mansi and for me together. This is going to be an invitation for something greater, which all my story is out. Yes, Mansi, it is out now. So there is something that this is going to shift. And I think that was the first time I started acknowledging this ability for me to sense energy. And I said, oh my God, 17,000, another 34,000. Okay. And I'm already paying this 1.15 for the COP and, additional 5,000 for traveling and other stuff. Would I really want that? But and RD sir used to say that if you are committed to your awareness, okay, then the universe has your back all the time. And it would always, if you can follow upon what universe is trying to tell you through its awareness, then it can open up so many different possibilities. And I said, okay, I'm feeling light, okay, to do this class, I'm choosing it. And believe me, it was 8 o'clock. She had already, my wife had already slept at 6:30 crying and, making, stuff around this. And she slept up and I woke her up. Okay, it's time for an intro call. And we are going tomorrow early morning to Creating Beyond class. And she was like, what? Yes, and we are going now. And they said, you just get ready quickly. And she got ready and we did the intro. We came to Mumbai and out Creating Beyond class just shifted so phenomenally. Something energetically just shifted so much. I cannot really put it in words what it shifted. But yes, that shifted a lot of stuff for Mansi for sure. For me, definitely yes. And then I had the next 3 days of COP, and I don't know who all here there in COP, but I had one hell of a ride in COP, where I just wanted an answer from Simone for a couple of questions that I had, and she took me to the task and made me really question certain things that I was assuming that I do not have the capacity to create that. I have already started functioning from so much of conclusions. And if I'm in conclusion, how can I really create? So, well, I mean, at this point of time, I may not be, I know I'm not in a space where I can put it in words, but yes, COP shifted so phenomenally. This class, believe me, this conversation that we are having, this started yesterday evening. Okay, I just said that I need to do this. My being is asking for it. I had this awareness to share my experience. I actually originally wanted to share my experience with Foundation, okay, because Foundation had big time shifted for me. And I told Sasha, if I come for COP, my being is going to shift, and I'm not going to be in the space where I used to function from, what shifted for me for Foundation. But I went into my mind. I said, no, I need to position myself. I cannot just target access people. I need to make it open for everyone else, So I had my friend who is a strategist. Everything was decided that he will interview me, and it will not be around access. It will be just around my awareness, blah, 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 blah. And that didn't work out. And I said, I'm done with this. I'm not feeling heavy. I'm feeling heavy with, all this planning and figuring it out. Let's just have it. Believe me, friends, in this lifetime. And guess what? Me and Sasha didn't even discuss anything. I just had a call, I think today evening, and we didn't even talk what is going to happen in this call. Okay, and a person like me who would want to have an entire idea of how things have to be, in this lifetime at least, I would have never ever come to face with people not knowing that what really is going to happen. And I'm so glad, Sasha, for creating that space and to all the others, Vyoma, and and who else is there? Yeah, Amar. So Amar is one of my coaching clients. He's a Silva student, and he called up today afternoon, and we had such a fantastic conversation. And I was so surprised. Wow, what capacity we all actually have, and how much lies we need to tell ourselves that we don't have this capacity. We have this lack, and we have this limitation. Only Sasha can do this, only Adi sir can do that, and only Chandana can do this, only Dane can do that. And we discount our own awareness, about what can work for us. I started acknowledging that, I started finally committing to myself that I'm not going to discount this small inner voices that are coming to my mind. The clearing statements that used to come to me, I would discount it. Oh yeah, TK, this is my clearing statement. Gain clearing statement is more effective. And then I would do that, and I would discount so many of awareness I used to get. And I committed to myself, at least for next 10 seconds, I'm committed.
And none of us do that.
Yeah. So I committed that I am going to have my own back. I am going to have the back of my awareness. Or rather, I'm going to have my back on my awareness. If my awareness is telling me something, I'm going to listen to it. If my body is going to tell me, I'm going to listen to it. I'm done with all the logicalizing and rationalizing of why things cannot work. All this entire lifetime, I have done all that my mind used to tell me that, this cannot happen because of this, that cannot happen because of that. And I'm done with that. I am going to follow my awareness and let's see what gets created. And somewhere I'm feeling so light around this.
Adi sir is here. Kindly welcome him.
Adi sir, hello. Where are you? Ooh. Thank you so much for joining. We just had some discussions around you. Oh, in Sydney. Yes, we know that you are creating magic body class. And Thank you so much. So RD sir had been one amazing soul whom I keep asking the universe, I would want to have more of this quality. Oh, I would want to have more of this awareness. I would want to have more of this ease that he is having around his classes, around his people, not his people, around the people, around the students who undergo his class. I would love to have more of it. So yes, I'm just truly wondering what else is really possible for all of us if we can just let go of our fears and apprehensions of this reality and choose to be committed to the awareness that is showing up and choose to follow that. I truly wonder what magic that can create for your life, for the lives of all the people, for the lives of all your students, um, and for yourself and to this planet Earth. I truly wonder. Um, I mean, there is just so much of awareness of this possibility that if we all start functioning from the space of, you know, what I can do for access, what I can do for this creation. So this 3-day class, you know, all these years I've been telling myself I'm the most selfish person, okay, and I'm accepting that. I am doing Silva because I know I love teaching Silva, but I tell people, okay, see, I want you all to get in touch with your intuition and, you know, connect with the higher intelligence and get the answers and live a phenomenal life. However, if that same person would go to some other Silva trainer, or if they have some other people who would learn under them, here I used to feel the contraction and I used to question myself. Well, if I am for spreading intuition, if I'm here for really helping people, then why I should feel bad here? And I was this awareness that I'm doing self-interest, and I was not really going into the wrongness of it. Somewhere I had this acceptance, thanks to oneness, thanks to something else, so many other things, because of which there was an acceptance that, okay, I am not there yet. My wife definitely functions from a different reality, you know, she functions from a different space of allowance and letting go, and you know, it was so heavy for her to keep the people in the group and, you know, not let them out. But I said, see, I am functioning from this space. I'm not making you wrong. Neither I want you to make me wrong, neither I'm going to make myself wrong for it. I choose to acknowledge the space that I'm functioning. So there is this one beautiful teaching from oneness that I has always sticked around. If you are not awakened, don't behave as one. Okay, so there are unawakened people and unawakened people. Okay, and like, for example, there are people who are intelligent and who are foolish. But if foolish people start pretending that they are intelligent, then they are going to create a lot of mess. So that's what this meant. If I am not really there, you know, in a space of allowance, in the space of spirit of generosity, I so much love the energy of spirit of generosity. Whenever he used to talk, whenever they would talk around this, I would say, wow, I would like to have that. I'm not having that. So in this UP, I figured out that I'm in a conclusion that I don't have it. Okay, I got this awareness that I have a choice right now. I can just ask for it and podpog this conclusion that I have, that I'm not this. I need to be somewhere else. I need to attain a level of consciousness to start functioning from there. And I cannot be, so me and Mansi used to have a conversation. Imagine Dane came into Access 11 years. And I think it was 11 years after Gary found Access. And he became the co-founder. When he can do that, then we as infinite beings can do so much more. Not more, or, you know, so much different and so much be of contribution. Why? Yeah. Yeah, so, oh my God, I'm just in so much in gratitude to all those.
Have it.
I'm sorry, what?
Only Dane can have it.
Yeah, only Dane can have it, only Gary can have it, only Shannon,
RD sir can have it.
only RD sir can have it. RD sir, can you please? I would love to.
This is the favorite line of RD sir.
Only, yeah, Yuvika, you may want to say that. Only Yuvika can do this and nobody else can do. So thank you so much, RD sir, for keep on, you know, for continuing to push us to function from this space that we are enough, and, you know, we still can, we can really have our own back, and we are sufficient enough. And also, thanks, Sasha. I mean, I think one of the big shifts that happened to me that I have begun to acknowledge is my awareness around body and around things, you know, around the sensing of energy. That's a big time it has shifted for me. And Ava, oh my God, she is mine. I mean, guess what? So yesterday, Ava came in my dream. Okay. And I shared with Ava, you came in my dream and I was giving empty verses on your stomach. And I asked her, Ava, did your body was asking for something? And Ava, and I think Ava said that, can you share that? I think you had intense pain in the night and you slept off. Huh?
Yes, last night I had the most painful intensity in my stomach. And I kept asking questions around this because I kind of did some body work on my mom. And after that, I went down to paint and I couldn't function with ease because there was this it was like lead in my stomach. And I kept asking, what is this? What is this? And no amount of process. I started running this one process called sickness of immunity. Amalgamation and actualization of the immunity to the sickness of all of mankind. And it started to lighten a little bit, and then I passed out. And I hope to God, I hope to the universe that please let me wake up without this, okay? And I woke up and I woke up at 7 a.m. and I couldn't get out of bed. And then I got out of bed directly at 11:25. And literally when I saw your message, I was just like, oh my God, this is what happened in the morning. This is what didn't let me get out of bed.
In the dream itself, my being can do the transfer that energy contribution. Then we as human beings, what capacity do we have as beings? Oh my God. Great.
What capacity do we have that can now show up if we allowed it to?
So
allowance of what is possible instead of our computation of what is possible.
Yes. Great.
If we are about to end, I just would like to say something before we do.
Yes.
So these bunch of people who are talking, and Swamy and I haven't really spent a lot of time together, but the minutes that we have spent together, I must say that he is one phenomenal being. The awareness that he has about a lot of things are bang on. And he has been such a wonderful contribution. The days that I'm stuck in my head, I'm like, fuck, what the fuck is going on? Why the fuck do I have to go through all of this? And when I'm in the sulky mood and I don't want to use the tools of access and I want to sulk, I will call one of these guys, either it's Mansi or Swamy or Sasha, or message Ava, and I'm like, fuck dude, just ask me a bloody question. And these guys are just phenomenal. Just truly phenomenal. I am so fucking grateful for you guys. I can't start to say.
So are you, Reshma? We all have each other's back.
Exactly. That's the word I wanted to say, that we have each other's back, and if we can all have each other's back, man, what magic can we really do? It is just that we go into judgments and we really are, and then we don't reach out to people who can really bring that shift. So
yeah, and before I missed out on a couple of people, or I put it on our group, our foundation and body class group, and RD sir or Yuvika just come and just brighten my day by saying things like, only Yuvika can have it, or stuff like that. And Yuvika has also been such a great contribution in ways I can't describe. Yeah.
You guys look so cool.
Pushing all our buttons to where we all can go, how far we can go. Thank you.
It's not like the universe is abundant and infinite and everything, right?
No. We have very limited people on Earth, especially India.
Yeah.
So we got to be stingy about letting our contacts go, and
Yes. Just on a passing note.
Protect. I mean, it's not like the population of Mumbai is larger than the population of Australia or anything. Nothing like that. How it's small country.
Wow.
stop seducing me.
I'm sorry, bro. I just got out of a shower.
I know, right? That's what I'm thinking.
Better, Reshma. We are liking it this way. Fresh.
I couldn't resist talking about Swami, so I had to get on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How did we get so lucky? Getting fresh Reshma.
Absolutely.
Yummy. I'll have some of that, please.
Yes, and everything that brought up. Give me the fucking first.
So I just before we part, I called up Asha just before that. I said, Asha, do you have anything to tell me? You know, we haven't talked about anything. You know, so she said,
wait, who's Asha?
Yeah, who's Asha? I was about to ask. Who's this Asha you're talking about?
Sorry.
Asha ki Kiran with Sasha.
Sasha said, have fun. Don't forget to have fun. And I had great fun, in this, whatever conversation we had. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you so much for everyone to really join and, take the time out. And thank you so much, Adi sir. Oh my God, I know that you're so busy and so kind of
Can I
you.
wait over there? So I'm really
Please.
grateful you're here. Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
You're done? Okay, so now I have something to share about Swami, because I just realized this. So it was a few months ago, and I was going through some stuff with whatever. Yes, we all go through stuff. Who doesn't go through stuff? We love us.
Not allowed. You have to be perfect.
Yes, yeah, it has to be perfect. Oh my God. And the trauma and the drama is so real. You have to make our movie, like our lives as a movie. Like it has to be a Hindi fucking telenovela shit that goes on, right? So
Yes.
anyway,
Otherwise, how will we write our bestseller novel? How are we going
to have
if we
the
did not
drama
try?
Of course, Ava, you have to be the suffering artist. How is it possible?
Yeah.
And everybody has to be like the really fucked up healer who then ends up changing the world, So it's like everybody has their story, okay?
Yes.
So well, basically, I was going through my shit, and I usually am very quiet about it. I'm like, okay, cool. I was asking questions and dealing with it, and moving on. And I remember asking the universe, I was like, universe, I'd like some contribution here, and I had no idea what that would be like or what that would look like. I just knew that something had to change, and I was like, okay, universe, I'm willing to receive this. So, and I remember then Swami calling me up, and giving me a call, and he said, hey, Sash, what's up? How are you doing? What's going on? And I was like, yeah, Swami, ye chal raha hai, ye chal raha hai. And he's like, Sash, is something been up in your world? Like, would you like to talk about it? And I was just like, bro, what? How did you know? And I was just like, it was like this, like the bricks hitting your head, that was it. Like the bricks hit your head and you're like lightning strikes and you're like, wow. I mean, the universe has your back, people have your back, and you just have to be willing to receive it. And we had such a phenomenal conversation, and he totally shifted stuff for me. And I was like, so amazing. And like just a day after that, Yuvika calls me and goes the same way. She's like, Sash, is something up in your world? I require to speak to you. Like, bro, what's up? And I'm like, yaar, these people are so aware, like they just know. And it was such a gift to me to have, like, to know that there are people out there who, with no point of view, are just willing to contribute to my world. And it melted me, totally melted me. So thank you for that. And please acknowledge how awesome you guys are.
Yes.
Amazing.
Thank you. Finally, we have started acknowledging. I have started acknowledging. Thank you.
So like I'll tell you a little funny thing about Swami, okay? So after COP, we were all sitting at our balcony, okay, and we were chilling and we were talking and all, and I could see Swami try to hold on to his brain so hard. Like Swami could not listen, like he had no brain that day, okay? No brain. He was just pure energy, space and consciousness. Like, I am just here. And he's looking at us like, yeah, I can hear you, but I can't understand the word you're saying. What is going on here? And held on to his brain like, I'm not leaving my brain, my engineering brain can't leave it. I have to stay with it. Come on.
We love that song also, the Head Tripper song which you gave us.
You're a head tripper. And I'm sure we've all been head trippers someplace, sometime. It's interesting when you give up your mind what can show up and how much more magic can show up just by your willingness to let it go. Yeah. So, yeah. You were saying something, Swami?
That's it. I think we had people for more than what they have.
Well, and does anyone have any questions for Swami? Would anyone like to ask God a question today?
If still any doubt is left.
Do you think people will still have questions after this? I don't think so, but I still wonder.
Swami, I have a question.
Oh, wow.
Are you feeling fine after having that Maggie in breakfast?
Oh, wow. Guess what? Did you eat the entire night?
Oh, God.
Yes, we had a great time. We slept around 5:30 in the morning today after having a wonderful meal of Maggie, the healthy Maggie. Great. Okay.
Oh gosh.
Guys, so
all thanks to Swami ad hoc plans of creating a class and creating so much. So we have more Maggies like this.
Great, wonderful. I'm truly wondering what else is possible for all of us if we just start having our own back and reach out, guys. Reach out to each other.
Swami, RD sir is asking, Swamiji, what will happen to Silva?
Yes. Please answer, Swamiji. What will happen to Silva?
RD sir, at this point, I have no conclusions or around it. I really don't know. I'm just being the question. So my mind is not even thinking about it. Yeah, Silva,
what else is possible?
Silva is there, and
how does it get any better than this?
Exactly. It will take whatever shape.
Yuvika is showing some moves also for you.
And guess what? The Silva.
Whatever you're saying, we can't hear you. You're like only your connection has gone wonky.
Oh, is it? Okay. Are you people able to hear me now? Okay. I would like to have more of connection. Okay.